Welcome back to the channel. This is TechHub Talks, episode 5, and I am joined by Nathanclawfish, or as people like to call him, Nathan. Can you say hello, Nathan?
Yeah. So, I'm Nathan. I'm a moderator on the hub, and for some reason, Matrix thought I was important enough to interview, so I'm here.
So you're a moderator on the hub. What do you do there?
Same thing you do.
I don't handle t-shirts.
Oh yeah. Apart from that, but like the only reason they trust me with that is they know I'm too slow to run away. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm scared Mofo will just come and push a vending machine on me or something. So like that keeps me in line.
So at the Tech Hub, how are the t-shirt sales doing?
No, they're all right. You know, we're using it to fund the giveaways and things. It's not like we're making actual bank, but it's like it's a little trickle of money, which means we can put more interesting things up. Like, for example, the Italian tank giveaway for the art contest, which is running currently. It's going to be running until the 30th, where you can just upload art. The prize has entirely been pooled from the shirt money, but it's not loads.
And
It's not loads.
you also had this thing for Remembrance Day. What was that about?
Well, we made a Remembrance Day shirt because, let's be honest, lest we forget. So we decided we're going to do one. All proceeds went straight to charity with it. So, we even from the artist's commission point of view, they agreed to it. So we raised £35 for the Royal British Legion. So, Red Poppy appeal. And that went pretty well, I feel. So, we did our little bit for charity.
So anything else you do at the Tech Hub besides being moderator and the handling of the t-shirt sales and the in-between the artist and the rest of us mods?
Not really. It's just pretty standard stuff. If someone's having an autistic screeching fit, I'm expected to go in there and break a foot off in their ass. But like, apart from that, no, it's pretty standard.
Okay, so when did you start playing War Thunder?
Fuck knows. Actually, I was in the beta, I think, initially, like the closed beta, but then I took like a massive break from it and came back in, I think it was early 2015. That's where my account comes from.
Okay.
So it's how that is.
Actually, I'm going to ready up. Guys, during the interview, we're going to be playing a 7-0 German RB match. I've readied up.
On EU servers, so if Matrix is doing shit, that's why.
Okay, so what do you mainly play? Ground, air, fleet?
Everything. I play what I feel like at the time being. So right, like I have every single plane in the game unlocked. So right now I'm not really playing planes because there's no point spading them if there's nothing really to continue grinding. So like I have everything up to like rank 4 spaded. The jets don't really interest me.
Where are you going to be spawning?
South spawn. But like with tanks, it's the same sort of thing. I've got up to rank 5 everything, and then it's like I've got a few rank 6s left. But right now I'm just grinding through the boats because I've kind of actually enjoying them. I'm not liking the destroyers, but like the actual like boats. So that's what I've been up to last couple weeks.
Okay. So you have almost every plane in the game, or
I have every plane in the game in the trees except I'm missing a couple like premiums, and that's basically it.
So supersonic planes are coming out.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more work now. Soon.
I'm not really bothered about them. It's not gonna change anything until they fix the BR compression. I've still got about 8,000 fucking 80 jets that are unplayable, so it's like not bothered. It's like it's another shiny on the fire like helicopters. People are gonna be talking about it for about 2 weeks, and everyone's gonna either be bitching or not playing it.
Oh, you get a weird accent. Where are you from?
England.
Where in England?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. And you started a new job recently.
Yes.
How's that going?
Oh, you know how it is. You wake up in the morning, like, before the sun comes up, you go to work. It's 100 degrees, you're sweating your balls off, and then you're enjoying yourself. And then you realize you've got the shakes, you've been using an angle grinder for fucking 12 hours straight, and you can't type correctly. It's great.
So throughout the years, what was your favorite update to War Thunder? Like, French planes, French thing, any of the updates. You don't have to give me a number, just what was in the update?
That's actually a really freaking hard question. There's some I can tell you where it definitely wasn't the update, like Flaming Arrows, as it was known at the time, Golden Arrows, where the ATGMs came out. That was fucking garbage.
So that was your least favorite. What was your most
Uh,
favorite?
that's a hard question. It'd probably just be one of the tech trees getting added. Probably ground, to be fair, when it went into open. That's probably the highlight.
I think for me, I think that was the favorite too because I did start right before ground started, and I think I started the game like right before ground got added, and that's actually the reason why I started playing was because of the ground. But for a little bit, I couldn't play because it wasn't out yet.
Like, I've got a few patches I think were very solid. Another one was the original one where the mouse and the B29 got added. That was like a fan favorite patch.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stuff added wasn't like just shinies; they actually were decent, you know. Like
Uh,
least favorite patches have got to either be the Flaming Arrows one or that recent one we had with the helicopters added. It's because that was literally fuck all for the average player to actually unlock. There's two guys down the end of this corridor. Non-pen. I've got stock shell, by the way. It's a super Pershing.
non-pen.
Yeah, they changed the art model on it.
So I was gonna ask you some questions about the stuff now. Like, so what do you think about choppers? I think I already know the answers. Helicopters.
But the textbook example of a shiny that has no place in the game. That's what they are. If you want the exact reason, helicopters, generally speaking, if you don't have air superiority, don't work. So right now, it's apparently obvious that Gaijin is trying to force them into the game by giving them such a reduced spawn point cost. You know, the fact reserve tanks don't have a spawn point cost either now. Like, it's a bunch of, like, factors trying to force it to work, but it's not going to work. It never would work. And they can't force it into its own game mode because the American helicopters are significantly better at killing other helicopters than the Russian helicopters. Because the Russian helicopters are all gunships, so there's only like strafe infantry with like napalm and stuff.
And tanks and stuff.
Behind me, directly behind me.
Okay. So what about ships?
What about ships?
What do you think about them? Let's talk about ships for a little bit. You know, when they first said ships, they said, you know, gunboats and stuff like that, and now, you know, we're getting light cruisers. Like, just let's talk about what do you think about ships?
I think boats, as a general rule, when it's actually the boats, it's pretty fucking fun. We're talking like BR's 1.0 to about 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like destroyers at all. I've got, at this point, 5 or 6 of them. And to me, just it's not anywhere near as fun as boats. It's... The boats seem to work, if that makes sense. The thing that killed me was a super Pershing, by the way.
Yeah.
But the moment you get into destroyers, it seems a lot more RNG, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you know, you can kill something in one shot hitting his ammo rack, or you can, you know, takes forever to kill the person.
Yeah, like a good example of this is I've spaded the British Clemson back before they added all the 20s on it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's actually really fun. It's a good little shit bullier. But like before that, it was basically you had one garbage 3-inch gun on the front of it. And I would I shot a shell like at some guy at like 3 miles, and he just ammo racked. You know, in a DD, and I'm just there like, right.
That was easy.
That's one in like, yeah, that was easy. That just happened, you know, and it's like, all right.
So, have you gotten your British ships yet?
Oh, I have every British ship in the game except the last destroyer and like the 2 or 3 like 4-mile boats that cost an obscene amount.
So you got your flower class ships you've been wanting?
Oh yeah, the HMS Pussy Crusher.
Yes.
It's the
Your flower class ships you wanted so bad.
Oh tits.
Okay, let's talk about events. What do you think about events? Did you enjoy them?
Which events?
Let's, you know, some of the old events were, you know, how you had to get stars, or the new events where you had the builds.
I don't like the build events. I don't like any of the market integration, to be honest with you.
Not a big fan of the market.
Like, I like the idea of what the market is, but I don't like what it actually is, you know? So it's like, you think about it, like, the idea behind the market's sound, you know? It's gonna be, you put skins on it, and then people buy the skins. It's sound. But what's ended up happening is it's basically becoming... I can see what's happening is they want to edge in to make money. Because let's be honest, every company wants to make money. I can't fault them for it. So they end up doing these marathons where you have to buy parts, within a reasonable time. Like the IS-7 event was okay. I know if you had no life, you could actually get 2 or 3 IS-7s.
Lots of parts.
Yeah. Honestly, with that event, the harder part was getting the fucking T-34. Which
I, on the other hand, did the T-34 first.
Like that T-34 put a damper on my sunshine because I had that thing for fucking like 3 years. So it's like, I'm gonna get this immediately.
And it's funny is now that they did give it away in the event, the price tanked on it. The price is, I think you can pick a T-34E up for like $2 on the store or less. It's even cheap.
Like it's retarded. It's like, the thing about the event is it turns out that most people don't give a shit about their premiums. What I've noticed with this is it proved what we all knew, that there's only about 800 to 8,000 actual whales
in War Thunder.
Like, I'm one of them, but like even I'm not like a hard line. Like, if you look at the E100 event, the E100 now that's up for sale. Everyone's saying it's going to be gone for like $1,000, but it turns out there's like fuck all people who can actually pay $1,000 for it.
Well, I can tell you that, and some of the whales have left the game.
Oh yeah, they have.
Because I can tell you, a friend of mine who was a whale, who bought everything, he doesn't actually play the game anymore.
Like, just so they know my whale credentials, like, I literally have, like, Matrix back me up on this, I have, like, fucking everything. In some capacity. It's like, if you go on the store pack, the only ones I haven't got is the ones that haven't been on half-price sale yet, you know?
That's the same thing I do, is I only buy on half price. Only. I once went through the store and bought every vehicle that was like, 250, 400 Golden Eagles on half price, and I went and just bought all of them.
Like, I think I have every single premium in the game that is below rank 3. So it, like, and when it comes to planes, I have, as said, literally everything. The only ones I'm like missing are like, like the captured LA-5, where I just don't see a point in getting it,
Yeah, it's a copy and paste vehicle.
Yeah. I've got the Tempest, but I got like a 75% discount on it, so you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, boy.
Okay, what's your favorite tech tree that you really like? It could be planes, tanks, anything. Just one tree.
I'm not really a hardline fan of any real tech tree. I'm more of a fan of certain vehicles in selected tech trees.
So,
like, I really love my Pack Puma, but I absolutely detest my Panzer III.
Like, what did you enjoy the most? Like, going down a whole tree. Like, you went from like tier 1 to tier 3 or 4.
None really outspoken. I've done all of them. They all have their highlights. Like, the French tree is fucking cancer until you get out of the crappy 37mm. The Japanese have like a really fun like 2.3 to about 3.7. Then they just take a massive shit until you get to the STB. Well, it used to be. They added the Hori in, but like that thing's like, I don't like that thing on like a principled level, but I enjoy playing it.
Chinu too.
Oh god, fuck the Chinu too. That thing is just a Cheeto at a lower BR.
It's I think it's the best way to grind out your Japanese tree if you have some spare eagles.
I just spaded my way down it. Like, Because the way I grind, I don't know it's like how most people grind, but I spade as I go. So if you look at my matrix, like, are you
We
out of the game?
no, I'm still in game. No, we did that
Alright.
once. Remember, we looked at all the spaded vehicles, and me and you are some of the people that spade every vehicle.
Yeah, like if you look at my list, I have 198 American vehicles across all things, and I have 182 of them spaded.
Yeah. So you're a little
Only
bit
one of those like a large.
OCD.
No, it's just how I play the game. So if you look at it, I've got about. It's about like 10%, like 5% discrepancy. So like for my Americans, it's about 20. For my Germans, 20. British about 20. Japanese about 10. You know, Italy,
So,
it's only 3.
so what do you want to see in War Thunder in the next like year? Let's not count supersonic jets and Italian things. What do you want to see in the next in the next year, 2019? You know, year's about to come up to an end.
I want to see him develop some of the trays. To be honest with you, I'm one of those people who couldn't give two shits about this modern stuff because it's not accurate.
Yeah.
It's not a fair representation of what it is, and there's just retarded things in there, like the fact the Challenger has a shell that left service 20 years before it entered service. As its stock round, because fuck me, am I right? That it never used. So I just for top tier, I just don't give a fuck. It's one of those things. I want to see like things out of the game, like the howitzer Cromwells, the Italians getting more of their what they call the RE 2000 family. The Germans getting some of the more unusual armored half tracks and things. You know, their half cars. Also, I want my mobile wagon.
I'm definitely waiting for all those half tracks and armored vehicles.
America, I want to see the MTL GLS, which is the twin 37 tank. Some more armored cars and things. I wouldn't mind seeing the Sexton, any of the artillery, direct fire artillery.
Sexton, Bishop, stuff like that.
Bison, stuff like that. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Oh yeah.
Because, in my opinion, the worst update I can remember happening in like a long time was literally the helicopter one. Because I literally had friends telling me there's nothing for me to grind out with this. And the stuff they did add, it didn't interest me. All the top tier stuff, because I don't pay money for parts and things like that, I've got to commit to about 50 games where I'm going to have a bad time at a minimum. And it's like, I can't give a fuck. It's that simple. And I think the exact same thing is going to happen with these top tier jets. It's just going to be a repeat of what we saw last time where we had, they're going to either shift into meta or not into meta. And what's going to happen is we know for a fact they're going to have abhorrent stock grinds. Because at that BR, planes have 20% less performance. So 20% less performance for something going 1,400 kilometers an hour is significantly more than something that goes, 1,000 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Because it scales. It's why like some of the Griffin spits are just unplayable, so you have all the spading on them.
So do you do in game? Do you do any of the daily task or the special task or the Warbond shop?
Yeah, I do them right now. Like I was doing that before you decided you were going to talk to me.
Do you go for the boxes, the vehicles? What do you do for the Warbond shop? What do you?
I just go for the decal.
Oh, you go for the decal?
Because I'm going to be honest with you. Like,
there
hasn't been anything in the shop I haven't had. Barring like the 3D decorations, but I don't care about them because I got enough of the filthy bushes already. I did the bushes for a bit, but now I've got like 6 of them, so I don't need any more. I already have them all, so it's like I have the Zut, I have the T14, the KI, the Panzer III, and the...
Do you have any of the ones in the boxes, or
I have all the ones in the boxes.
Okay. I think I'm missing the Boston.
The Boston's fun. I like the Boston.
Yeah, I'm missing the Boston. About the daily stuff like that. What do you like to do the dailies? You get on, you do your dailies.
Yeah, I do my dailies and then I grind. Because the dailies, like, if I wasn't, I'd be done by now. It takes about 40 minutes.
Okay. Sometimes you can get them done in 2 games.
Yeah, you can sometimes get it done in 2 games. Like, you get really jammy, you get like the 5 attacking ones, and it's like just like what is it, the 15 attackers in a row.
I'm done.
It's like, yeah, that's it. I'm back to grinding.
Um, so I actually know a guy in my squadron who basically goes down the tree and he unlocks all the camos for the vehicles.
That's pretty OCD, dude.
It is. He will sit there and grind a vehicle and grind it, and I think he has like a list of what vehicles he hasn't gotten camos for. And once he unlocks all the camos, he stops playing that vehicle. Like he knows what vehicles not to play because he unlocks all the camos.
Fucking A.
I know.
Like with me, if I've got a camo on a vehicle, it means I like the vehicle because I've been playing it.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about your history. How did you get into War Thunder?
Played World of Tanks, saw this, started playing this.
That is the answer I hear 90% of the time. um, How'd you get into World of Tanks? So you're a big plane guy, tank guy, ship guy?
Friends were like, "Yo, there's this game where you can play World War II tanks." I'm like, "Sweet, I'll give that a go." And it's like I have absolutely nothing about World of Tanks, like anything in tanks in general. So it's like I go in, like I just know what like a Challenger is, what a Churchill is, and that's about it. Go in. It's like this is gonna make me sound like a massive pleb, but before I'd played World of Tanks, I didn't even know what a T-34 was.
What?
Yeah, but this was back in like 2010, so I was what, like 12?
Okay. Did you know anything about planes? Were you interested in planes?
It was just like, oh, that's a Spitfire, that's a Hurricane, that's about it.
So basically, you knew everything British.
No, yeah, I didn't even know what a BF-1 110 was. I'm going to be honest with you. I was, but like, anyone who knows me will vouch I'm a knowledge sponge. So it's like when Tech has something that comes up new, he usually comes to me when it comes to the dev blogs. Like, as one of the people he asks, "Do you know anything about this?"
Mm-hmm.
And odds are I probably do because I've seen it in some obscure Russian forum somewhere because I'm everywhere. Like most people don't see me, but I'm everywhere. It's one of them things. It's like when what was it? The SU-100? No, the 76M or whatever it is. You know, the garbage one they just added.
The turtle.
Yeah, he asked me what that was, and I gave him the complete rundown of its history from memory. It's like one of them things. It's like I know, like in my head, I can see what BR changes do because I've spaded everything and
Mm-hmm.
played everything. You know what I mean? So when I see like the BF-109 is getting down tiered, I know that's going to be like better or worse. Usually down tiers are better, but sometimes it won't affect anything. Because when you what is it? What have I got? Like 6,000 hours in War Thunder, something obscene.
Yeah, I looked that up.
6,200.
You
Yeah,
have a lot of hours.
6,215.
It's a lot.
So when it comes to like propellered aircraft, I've spaded fucking all of them. The only one I haven't is the TU-4, and that's just because I just can't be asked playing that against ME-163s. So it's like, you know.
Okay, so a couple last questions that I'm going to be asking you. Any like mechanics you want to see in game? Some people were talking about changes in War Thunder. I know Tech's one of those people that says, don't complain about a game unless you have a solution. So, is there anything you want to see thrown into the game? Not vehicles or anything, but like mechanics or different things.
I want them to fix jets. That's probably my biggest thing. Like, if you go have a quick look at any of the jet trees, if you see something with an 8 BR, it's unplayable. As a general rule. Because you end up getting sucked into the MiG-17, the Canadair Sabre, the Japanese Longwing Sabre. You get stuck in purgatory, basically. Fine, you'll have one game out of every, 10 where you get down-tiered, but that's one game in every 10, you know what I mean? So you've got to just fucking grit your teeth and bear with it. Because the reason I really stopped playing aircraft is I've spaded basically everything up to the 8.0 jets. And there's just no reason playing the 8.0 jets.
Yeah,
Which is a shame because I want to play some of them. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
a lot of my tech trees stop at 7.3, 7.7. Basically, is what it is. Because once
Because
you get
once
up
you
to...
hit that, you get up tiered. And the thing is, the worst bit is you're getting up tiered to people who have spaded, say, the Canadair Sabre. And they're literally just padding KD. It's actually bad. Like, you'll see games where you recognize people who just play the Canadair Sabre, or, say, the Japanese Sabre, specifically to get an obscene KD, killing people who are in stock 8.0 jets.
Huh.
And the sort of people who run back to base and jay out like a bitch if they have the slightest chance they'll be killed. Fucking hate them.
Anything else you want to tell the community, the Tech Hub community?
Helicopters need like serious work done, and I have no way to imagine how they're gonna get fixed. Because right now they're just fucking. I don't know how to describe it. It's like they're trying to make something work that should never have been added in the first place. What it reminds me a lot of is when what do I call it? Chasing the Shiny. Gaijin added the helicopters under the impression that like everyone would be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna pay money for this." And what's ended up happening is you've got an entire mode in the game that is so great. It's like, imagine if ships had just been launched like a week after they announced them, you know?
Yep.
The helicopters need significantly more refining before they came to the open game. And because of this, what we've ended up happening is the helicopters are either fucking useless. So I'm looking at every fucker who spawns in that bloody American heli, the first Viper, is it?
Mm-hmm.
At the start of the game, and just gets killed doing fuck all. When you have 4 or 5 of them on your team, it ruins the game for everyone else on your team.
That's
Like,
when they add a lot of new stuff. My opinion is that it does do that to certain games. You remember when the XM1 got added?
oh yeah, and we're gonna have the same thing with the top tier jets now that are coming because they're all allied. There needed to be an Axis one in there to balance it. But because there isn't an Axis one in there, it's going to end up being everyone is going to be spamming the Super Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Super Saber, the F100?
Yeah, Super Saber.
Yeah,
The
they're
gold
going to
one.
be spamming that, and they're going to be spamming the MiG-19. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the Javelin, but that's just because if they do the rockets correctly, its missiles are going to be significantly better than the actual American and Russian ones, because the American and Russian ones are actually the same missile.
Well, the Russians just copy us.
Yeah, so it's the same missile.
Do you have any comments for people that that haven't joined the Tech Hub?
Well, you should join the TECHUB. We know it's pretty good. Apart from the autistic screeching whenever something new comes out, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. It's like it's good. It's full of good people. Like generally speaking, like we talk about shit. We're all passionate. It's worth coming in. And
Giveaways.
also we've got French people and British people in the same server without killing each other. So we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will not talk to you again unless something important happens. Maybe later episodes we will talk with you again because I was trying not to talk to people more than once. But thanks again, Nathan, for having us. For you being on our show.
All right. Where's my bribe?
Anything you would like to tell the people, the viewers, before we go?
Don't spawn in the fucking first American helicopter at the start of the game, please. And give boats a go. I'll give boats a go. I was a bit apprehensive about it, but once you get out of the absolutely abhorrent reserve boats, all the reserve boats except the American ones suck. It's pretty fun. I also get the flat barge with the 20s on it. It's disgusting. But besides that, like, no, I haven't really got any comments. Just keep playing the game as you're doing. It's business as usual.
Okay. We will be back next week. We're probably going to have a maybe we're going to get some Australians or some more British people and maybe some Americans from the Tech Hub. So we'll talk to you next week. Remember, these Tech Hub talks will happen once a week, usually on the weekends. Might actually have two this weekend if I can get the time in. And we will talk to you later. Thanks.